Where does one hear about legends and stories of Lord Ganesha? Mudgala Purana and Ganesh Purana. Both are considered to be Upapuranas, texts that have been written by rishis in addition to the major 18 Puranas. In different cosmic ages, Ganapati or Ganesha manifested as different Avataras to vanquish different asuras. An avatara is a divine form that appears on earth for the purpose of defeating adharma and re establish that which is flowing eternally, dharma. We often chant these names which occur in different hymns related to Ganesha: Vakratunda, Ekadanta, Mahodara, Gajavaktra or Gajanana, Lambodara, Vikata, Vignaraja, and Dhumravarna. Did you know that these very names are Lord Ganesha's avatars? In all these incarnations, Lord Ganesha was depicted as having an elephant trunk. In 5 out of 8 incarnations, Lord Ganesha is symbolized with his mouse, Mushika, as his vehicle. In the other 3 incarnations, he is said to have used the lion, the peacock, and the serpent as his vahana. Lord Ganesha is said to have fought in each incarnation with the asura or the demon, symbolized as a weakness to be understood and conquered. Vakratunda. Ganesha's first avatara is of Vakratunda, the one who has a twisted trunk, who vanquished Matsara, the embodiment of jealousy. An asura named Matsara was born of the pramada, indifference of Indra, the king of the Devas. This asura performed severe penance and invoked the grace of Lord Shiva and obtained the boon of fearlessness from him. Then he went about conquering all the 3 worlds. He was coronated as the king of asuras by their guru, Shukracharya. The defeated Devas went to Kailasa and prayed to Lord Shiva for protection. On hearing this, Matsara went to Kailasa, but even Lord Shiva could not do much. Finally, Lord Dattatreya came to the rescue. He imparted to them the Bijakshara gum to invoke the grace of Lord Vakratunda. All the gods did japa of this akshara, and at last Ganesha as Vakratunda appeared. Matsara was so terrified at the sight of Vakratunda that he surrendered to him and sought refuge at his feet. The Lord forgave him and restored the lost glory and kingdoms to the Devas and to the various kings on earth. Matsara means jealousy born of insecurity. When Matsara possesses us, we are too focused on the other's achievements and definitely want the other to fail. Duryodhana was so possessed by jealousy that he was willing to go to any length to kill the Pandavas. Jealousy is a part of being human, and yet it must be kept in check. We need not feed our jealousy. If jealousy overpowers us, we can seek the help of Lord Ganesha, such that another's achievements can become an inspiration and we are spurred to work harder and achieve greater heights. Ekadanta. Ganesha's next incarnation was in the form of Ekadanta, the one who has a single tusk, who defeated the asura Madasura, the embodiment of intoxication and arrogance. The asura Chyavana had a son, Mada, who was fond of Madira or alcohol. Mada was schooled by his uncle, Shukracharya, who was Chyavana's brother as well as the guru of the asuras. Once, Madasura did namaskara to Shukracharya and told him that he wanted to rule the world. Pleased by his nephew's ambition, Shukracharya initiated him into the Shakti mantra Hreem. Madasura did tapas for 1,000 years invoking the goddess. Devi appeared before him and blessed him with the fulfillment of all his desires. Armed with these new powers and high on alcohol and arrogance, Madasura started conquering the three worlds. In his reign, all virtues and righteousness disappeared from the world. The worried devas turned to the sage Sanat Kumara for help. Sanat Kumara asked them to invoke Ekadanta. The devas then meditated upon the Lord Ekadanta for hundreds of years. Pleased by their devotion, Ganesha as Ekadanta appeared before them and assured them that he would remove their miseries. Narada, the celestial sage, promptly informed Madasura of the boon given to the gods by the Lord and prompted him to wage war against Ekadanta. Madasura got ready for a battle with the Lord. But alas, as soon as he reached the battlefield and beheld the terrible form of Ekadanta, all his courage drained away. He surrendered to the Lord, earning Ekadanta's forgiveness. Ekadanta then told Madasura, "Don't stay in a place where I am worshipped in a sattvika manner. You are free to enjoy the fruits of all actions done with asuric bhava." Ganesha in Ekadanta Avatara shows us that intoxication can fill one with arrogance beyond control. We overestimate our abilities and powers, because of which we victimize people. Mastery is lost. Who, when intoxicated, has done karma that has positively impacted people? Hardly anyone. We seek grace of Ganesha as Ekadanta. Mahodara. The third incarnation of Ganesha was of Mahodara, who vanquished Mohasura, the asura of delusion and confusion. This story of Ganesha's third avatara, Mahodara, has two versions. The first version talks of the main protagonist, Mohasura, who came to be known as Daitya Raja, or the king of the asuras, because of his devotion to Surya, the sun god. Mohasura also conquered all the three worlds. All the devas and rishis hid in caves and jungles in fear of him. There was anarchy all over. In the second version, once when Shiva was in deep meditation and the devas needed him, they asked Parvati for help to break his trance. Parvati took an alluring form and distracted Shiva. When Shiva came out of his meditative state, Parvati discarded her alluring form. This discarded, abandoned energy took the form of Mohasura, the embodiment of delusion, who then went on a rampage against all the three worlds. Both stories conclude similarly. The terrified gods went to Surya for help, as he had blessed Mohasura. At this time, Surya Devata advised all the gods to worship Mahodara, that is Ganesha. Ganesha was pleased and granted them with a boon, saying that he would slay Mohasura himself. Pleased by their prayers, Ganesha as Mahodara arrives on Mushika to wage war against Mohasura. At this point, Vishnu appears, advising Mohasura to surrender, praising and singing the glories of Mahodara. Listening to this, Mohasura became frightened and he requested Vishnu to bring Mahodara, giving him due honor and respect. When Lord Mahodara arrived, Mohasura greeted and welcomed him with pomp and gaiety. He sang his praises and asked for forgiveness for his papa karma. Mohasura promised the gods that he would return them to Svargaloka and assured them that he would always be on the path of Dharma. He also assured them that henceforth he would not dare to harass the gods and the sages. Listening to this, Lord Mahodara was pleased and commanded him to go back to Patala Loka and never return again. All the devas and sages were elated and they started singing the praises of Lord Mahodara. Mohasura thus became Mahodara's devotee forever. Moha, confusion in our choices, and delusion in our evaluation of people and situations is normal. Yet, if we allow moha, confusion, and delusion to continue, we experience conflict and suffering. We feel misunderstood, and we are always misunderstanding the other. Clarity and knowledge shine the light on moha, leading to better choices and dharmika actions. When in doubt, we seek grace of Ganesha as Mahodara, who dispels moha, confusion, and delusion. Gajanana. The fourth incarnation of Ganesha was Gajanana, the elephant-faced one who vanquished Lobhasura, the embodiment of greed. Kubera, the treasurer of the heavens, once visited Kailasa, the abode of Lord Shiva. He looked at goddess Parvati with lustful eyes, which made the goddess angry. Kubera started shivering with fear. This fearful energy got manifested into Lobha. Lobhasura went on to study under Shukracharya, using the mantra Om Namah Shivaya to perform tapas and eventually gained enough power to conquer the three realms. Shiva blessed him with the boon of fearlessness. The asura Lobha now went about conquering the three worlds and became the sovereign ruler. He sent word to Lord Shiva that he would like to rule over Kailasa too, and that it would be better if Shiva relinquished his abode. Tyrannized by his rule, the troubled devas approached sage Draibhya, who told them to pray to Lord Gajanana, the one with the elephant face. Vishnu was sent as a messenger to Lobhasura to warn him of the strength of Gajanana. Lobhasura got convinced of the Lord's strength and surrendered without putting up a fight. The sheer presence of Gajanana was enough to fill Lobhasura with guilt, who begged for forgiveness. Again, Lobha or greed is a part of the human condition. It is a binding desire for more. Whatever we have is never enough. More money, more power, more status, more clothes, more shoes, more accessories, more vacations, more of everything. Our overflowing cupboards, wardrobes, houses, and garages are a clear symptom of this condition. As a famous person once said, there is enough in this world for a person's need, but not enough for a person's greed. When lobha, greed, consumes us, we are willing to cheat, steal, and go against dharma. When can we say it is enough? When we receive grace from Gajanana, who helps us see that I am enough with or without these things. Lambodara. The fifth incarnation of Ganesha was Lambodara, the large-bellied one who vanquished Krodhasura, the embodiment of anger. During the episode of the celestial churning of the ocean, Vishnu took the form of the beautiful and charming Mohini to trick the asuras. However, he did not see Shiva becoming enchanted by this avatara of his. When he realized this, Vishnu immediately reverted to his original form. This made Shiva sad and angry, and this anger manifested into a terrible asura named Krodhasura. Krodhasura became Shukracharya's student, worshipping Surya Devata, becoming powerful enough to, you guessed it, wreak havoc on the three worlds. The Devas undertook tapas to invoke the grace of Lord Ganesha. To stop Krodhasura's rampage, Ganesha took the form of Lambodara and appeared with a belly large enough to accommodate the anger of the asura, Krodhasura. Lambodara managed to subdue Krodhasura and peace was restored. Feeling anger is human. Being consumed by anger and hurting, insulting, humiliating people is not acceptable though. Hence, we seek to learn appropriate expression of anger such that we never victimize another due to our anger. We seek the grace of Ganesha as Lambodara, Vikata. The sixth incarnation of Ganesha was Vikata, the one with a huge form who vanquished Kamasura, the embodiment of binding desire and lust. The asura named Kamasura was born of the seeds of Lord Vishnu. He embodied trickery, lust, and the consequences of lust. Like all other asuras, he was accepted by the Guru Shukracharya as his disciple. Kamasura performed tapas on Lord Shiva and after arduous austerities was blessed by the Lord. He became the supreme ruler of the three worlds and created trouble for all the devas. The devas, tormented by his rule, approached Mudgala Rishi, who had written the Mudgala Purana to show them a way out. The Rishi advised them to meditate on the mantra Om at a place called Mayuresha Kshetra, on Vikata Ganesha as a huge form. Pleased by their devotion, Lord Ganesha appeared to them in the form of Vikata, a peacock, and was able to easily defeat Kamasura. Kama is any binding desire, including lust, which is very much a part of the human condition. While lust can bring people together and contribute to committed relationships, lust also wreaks havoc when one strays or betrays the other. We seek grace from Ganesha as Vikata so that our kamas do not possess us. We can gracefully live our lives from a place of our priorities and not our endless binding desires. Vignaraja. The seventh incarnation of Ganesha as Vignaraja has the serpent Sheshanaga as his Vahana vehicle. This is Ganesha's most popular incarnation, known as the remover of obstacles, where he vanquishes Mamakara. Parvati Devi, the daughter of Himavan, was married to Lord Shiva. After the marriage, one day when she was relaxing in the company of her friends, she burst into laughter in a playful mood. And out of her laughter was born a handsome male form. Surprised by her creation, she named him Mama, which in Sanskrit means mine. She then instructed him to remember Lord Ganesha always, who would fulfill all his desires. Mama decided to retire to the forest to meditate on Lord Ganesha, but he meets the asura Sambara on the way. Sambara lures him into the world of the asuras and slowly the good-natured Mama becomes the asura Mamasura. He marries Mohini, the daughter of an asura chief, and starts his campaign to rule all the three worlds. Defeated and thrown out of Svargaloka, the Devas propitiated Lord Ganesha. So he takes on the avatara of Vignaraja, the remover of obstacles, riding on the great serpent Sheshanaga. Vignaraja tames Mamasura and restores peace. Ahankara and Mamakara, the I sense and by extension mine, go hand in hand. To feel significant, I start to become possessive of the things around me. My pillow, my chair, my cup, my child, my thoughts. Is this a description of temporary ownership, or is the myness leading me to become controlling, selfish, possessive, and stifling the other? All that we call mine, mama, is given to us. When the body dies, we cannot take it with us, leave alone our favorite people or things. If the body is not really mine, then how can anything associated with the body mind really be mine? We seek the grace of Ganesha as Vignaraja. Dhumravarna. The eighth incarnation of Ganesha is Dhumravarna, one of grey color, who vanquishes the Ahankara. Once, Brahmaji gave the right to rule over the world of karma to his grandson, Surya Devata. A thought dawned in his mind. All the worlds are governed by karma, and being the lord of karma, Rajya, I can consider myself to be the supreme ruler of all the worlds. As his thought passed his mind, Surya Devata happened to sneeze, and out of the sneeze arose an asura. The asura went to Shukracharya, who gave him the name Ahankara or Ahankarasura, as he was born from Surya's Ahankara. Shukracharya also asked him to do tapas, penance. Terrified by Ahankarasura's growing power, the Devas looked to Ganesha for help. Lord Ganesha, in the form of Dhumravarna, appeared on his Mushika, subdued Ahankarasura, and peace was restored. All the eight incarnations indicate the need for us to seek the grace of Lord Ganesha to overcome these overpowering dispositions: Matsara, jealousy; Mada, intoxication and arrogance; Moha, confusion and delusion; Lobha, greed; Krodha, anger; Kama, binding desire and lust; and Mamakara, mineness; Ahankara, the self-concept. Just like Ganesha appeared in different forms to vanquish these asuras, we too can seek his help and grace to vanquish these overpowering dispositions that rage in our hearts. Just like Ganesha blessed the Devas, he continues to bless us to be happy and peaceful, so that we may recognize his ultimate reality as revealed in the Ganapati Atharvashirsha Upanishad. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha.